Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Sorry, I had to check the day. I have been away for a little while, as some of you have noticed, because the last week of videos has been pre-records from me as I took a short holiday, which I hope you can forgive me for, but occasionally it's necessary just to recharge the batteries. Anyway, consider batteries recharged. Thank you to all those of you who were worried about me. I am, well, I think I'm okay. I'm feeling slightly warmer than I was, although back in the UK now it is absolutely freezing. But never mind, because I come back to Rat Run 19 Brainwaves by the great Marty Sears, who has outdone himself again by... I've read the rules of this one before I turned on the webcam. This is, well, not only is it Fog of War, as you can see, but it's letters rather than numbers. So... it spells out Rat Run. I think that means that you've got to put one of the letters of rat into each of these cells. So I presume we don't know even what the letters are that we've got to use. We're going to have to work that out as we go through. But Marty, what a total genius he is. And yeah, this is the penultimate episode in this season of Rat Run puzzles. And these are puzzles where Finkz... and we don't know where Finkz is. So say Finkz was there, she'll have to find her way to a cupcake, which might even be there, but you can never go from there to there because it's Marty Sears, and what you'll end up having to do is the most complicated thing you've ever imagined in order to find your way through the maze. But yeah, this should be spectacularly good. It's got 4 stars out of 5 for difficulty. And I will attempt to solve it for you and read you the rules, of course, in a moment or two's time. But I do have some things to catch up on first. Let me start with a quick update on Patreon, where the monthly competition for December is now closed. So we're going to be picking the winner soon, and the winner will be invited but not required to make a Sudoku video with me, just as we did last month. Well, it's a video that came out this month, but with Maddie, which was so popular. I mean, Maddie was such a star. So hopefully one of you would like to do that, and we'll be able to do something similar in the coming days. Although obviously it's the run up to Christmas time, so it might be trickier to diarise, but we will try. But I should also give you a little bit of warning. Not warning. Warning is the wrong word. Just tempt you with a bit of anticipation towards what we have coming up on the 1st of January, which is Blobs, and a new Sudoku hunt from Blobs. Now, you may remember earlier on in the year, we released the Lord of the Rings Sudoku hunt from Blobs, which was one of the most popular things we've ever had over on Patreon. Well, Blobs has been busy creating The Hobbit. So we now have a Sudoku hunt themed on The Hobbit with all that glorious artwork again. It is absolutely magnificent. Testing so far suggests even better than The Lord of the Rings, and that's coming out on the 1st of January, so look forward to that. Next, I'm going to digress slightly from the world of Sudoku. I hope you'll forgive me for this. But just before I went away, I think it was on the evening that I was going away, up on my Facebook, there's a poet I follow called Brian Bilston, whose poems are just wonderful. They are little vignettes into the world of English, and I find almost all of them stunning without exception. But I have had something of a peripatetic, life, should we say life, which has meant I've spent Christmas in a lot of different places over the years, and Brian produced a poem that I thought I'd read to you. It's called A Traditional Family Christmas, and I think for some of you this will just be this will just hit a certain spot that will tickle you pink. So this is A Traditional Family Christmas by Brian Bilston. It wasn't until that first Christmas with your family that I realised how we all do it differently, how every family forges its own traditions as bright and distinct as any giant shining star. The way you laid out coal sacks instead of stockings, the recital of a limerick before the opening of each present, Christopher Lee's heavy metal Christmas album playing quietly in the background, the pre-breakfast snorkel, the dance of the 7 baubles, the festive epaulettes, lunch with its ptarmigan fritters and milk sauce, the suet potatoes and the sweet and sour popcorn, the replenishing of glasses with red turkey wine, sprout rolling in the park, the posting of a tinsel stick through Mr. Jennings' letterbox, and back for an evening of TV, some classic episodes of Panorama and games, Hoist the Pickle, No Elbows Please, Speculum, then bed. The following year, you came to my family for Christmas. You said later that it was weird. Genius. Linguistic genius, which might be what we have from Marty Sears. Anyway, I will now commence with a series of other announcements about viewers and things like that. I'll start with, I think it's Dalen. It could be Darlin, but Dalen I'm going to say. I was so sorry to read about the passing of your Aunt Donna, which I think was really very recent. Described as kind-hearted, accepting, and incredibly quick-witted. So Dalen, I am very sorry for your loss. She sounds a remarkable person who may indeed have enjoyed these puzzles. And then I've got a load of birthdays to catch up on. Almost all of which are late. And I will try and give the apologies as necessary. Jaden, you turned 23. Now, when? Yesterday. It was yesterday. I know this because your girlfriend Jessica wrote to us and asked if I would sing She's 23 in the corner, she's 23 in the spotlight, losing her religion, which I did. So, Jaden, I hope it was a good birthday yesterday. Next, Mary. Mary, you turned 20 on December the 19th, so a few days ago. I know it's your finals week, or it was, so I hope that went well, and many happy returns, and I hope you had some chocolate cake. Next, I'm going to say, it could be Honor, it could be Ona, I'm not sure. Honor, you turned 24, and I know this because your fiancée Karina wrote to us, and you turned 24 on December the 17th, and I think you recently got engaged on your 3rd anniversary over in Disneyland Paris. That's cool. And I think the two of you live in Mallorca. So anyway, I hope you had a great birthday. I'm sorry for being late with the shout out. Next, over in Helsinki, Pinya. Oh, I could be saying that wrong as well. I'm going to go for Pinya. I hope that's right. You turned 27. I know this because Levi wrote to us. And in fact told us you love the Rat Run puzzle, so that's good. And it was December the 16th, your birthday. I hope it was filled with chocolate cake. Oh yes, Raphael, it's your birthday today. I know this because your daughter Aurora sent me a message. I think Aurora's 8 years old, if I remember. And, ooh, this is a bit risky. Is your daughter's second name Daenerys? Ooh, I might be right. I think I remember reading out Aurora's birthday a few months ago. And I think Aurora's into the Witness, if I'm not mistaken. That could be right. And my Witness streams. So, Aurora, I remember you. And Raphael, happy birthday, which is today. And then finally, Nathan. Nathan, on December the 14th, turned 21 over in West Virginia. Loves Fog of War puzzles. So that's good. And Nathan, I know you've been through a very tough time, and that, frankly, you'd take the trouble to write to us and thank us is humbling in the extreme. So I hope you had a good birthday, my friend. Many, many happy returns. And I'm sorry this message is late. That's all the news. Well, it's sort of all the news. I've got more to catch up on, but I'll do that in the coming videos in the run-up to Christmas and beyond. But let us have a look and do some Sudoku solving. Let's have a look at Rat Run 19, Brainwaves by the great Marty Sears. and these are the rules. Now my phone is buzzing. I just have to check. I'll turn that over. That doesn't look important. Right, here we go. In this experiment, 9 letters of the alphabet to be determined must be used to fill the grid so that no letter repeats in any row, column or 3x3 box. We can't say normal Sudoku rules apply. It's normal Sudoku, but with the alphabet instead of numbers, and where we don't know which 9 letters we're using. So that's already quite difficult. The aim of the experiment, Finkz the rat must reach the cupcake by finding a path through the maze. The path must not visit any cell more than once, cross itself, or pass through any thick maze walls. As well as moving orthogonally, which means, hang on, so that's an orthogonal movement between cells, sort of crossing an edge. Finkz may move diagonally if there's a 2x2 space in which to do so. Well, there's not in that little area of white that we can see there. Because Finkz can never pass diagonally through a round wall spot in the corner of a cell. So this is absolutely consistent with all the other rat run puzzles. So we can't do this because we'd be going through that little round wall spot thing. But we can pass diagonally if there isn't such a wall spot. So imagine this brown wall spot here wasn't there, then you could do this. That would be fine. Dynamic fog. Entering correct letters may clear fog somewhere in the maze. No guessing is required. So this is this new thing that Sven has enabled, the programmer who makes this wonderful software. Happy Christmas, Sven. And Sven, who's made the 3s in the corner. So we get a 3 in the corner today. We can sing. Oh, no, we can't get a 3 in the corner. No, we can't. It's impossible. It's letters. Oh, what rhymes with 3? G. If we get a G in the corner, maybe we'll sing, although it probably won't do the snow. Oh, I've remembered something else I meant to tell you about this puzzle. Oh, okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Anyway. Yeah, so the way this works is, let's say I got this cell. In normal fog of war, it would clear the fog from those cells, all of the cells around the cell that you get. In this puzzle, it'll either clear no fog, or it might clear the fog over there. You just don't know. It's weird, but the fog is dynamic and no guessing is required. Cue cards. Oh, that's these, isn't it? Okay, so cue cards. Each pink cue card sits between 2 letters that both appear on that cue card. So you could pencil mark these cells, R-A-T, R-A-T. But let me deal with something that apparently is an issue if you're going to solve this puzzle on mobile. Because you can enter letters into the software by clicking on the sort of 9/A thing, but unless you're on a computer, you get this number pad up that has A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, O. And if I was to say enter a Z into this, I don't want to do it in case Z is correct in that position, it will clear fog. But let's say I entered a Z here. If I just press Z, I make it small so it doesn't register it. Then that's, I can do that because I've got a keyboard to type on, but I can't sort of enter a Z here because it's not in the first 10 letters of the alphabet. And I don't know. I know Sven was apparently working on some fix for this. I don't know whether that's happened. So it's just a warning. I'll try and remember to put something in the video description as well in case there is an update. But please don't get cross if you can't solve the puzzle on your normal device. You can do it on computers and things, but I think on mobile it's going to be more difficult. Next, brainwave monitors. The faint light of 11 blue monitors are visible through the fog. Finkz must visit all of these before reaching the cupcake. With any luck, they will provide an insight into her thoughts. So we have to go to all of these cells. Say the cupcake was here, and say Finkz was here. Because that's almost certainly, it'll be something like that. Then we have to go and visit all of these squares before we go back down to where the cupcake is. Test constraint. 3x3 box borders divide Fink's path into segments. If a segment contains more than one cell, then the cells must be visited in alphabetical order. I mean, that's absolute lunacy. So, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. It's completely clear. So we're going to, let's draw in a path. So say the path did this. Then within this, and say it starts here and ends here, then these 3 cells here would have to be in alphabetical order, this being the earliest. So say it could be A, B, C. It won't be A, B, C. It'll be something ludicrous, but it could be A, B, C. It couldn't be Z, A, B, because that wouldn't be in alphabetical order. So that is another feature we need to do. Now the final feature, which I have remembered to do, is to snip the little introductions, which I forgot to do last time. So now I've got it. So 18th of December 1974, Experiment 19 Maroon. Over the months, Finkz has consistently demonstrated an extraordinary gift for processing numbers. Today, we will introduce language, exposing her to a selection of English words and recording her responses. A special cap will measure her brainwave activity, and a series of monitors placed around the maze will register any spikes. Lunacy. Quite simply lunacy. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. So, we've got this big notes thing here, which presumably is where I'm going to write down all the letters that we know are in the puzzle. I think that has to be an R, doesn't it? Because these 2 cells are made up from rat, and those 2 cells are made up from run. And the only common letter is R. So I'm going to try R there. Okay, easy hard. Okay, so that's A, I think. A is the only common letter there. Oh, it's lovely. Brainwaves. Look at this. This is so good. Brainwaves. So, is that A then? I don't want to make a mistake here. I think it's A. I think that's the only common letter between what seems to be. I think that's A. Oh, goodness me. This is actually much more generous than I was expecting. Finkz. Finkz is labelled. Well, this is the start of the path, which is not the starting letter. So this, right, so the path can't just go through the A, because then it couldn't be alphabetical. Actually, I'm not sure how to do this at all. Let me just... This is the problem with live solving. Let me just try and think about this for a second. What exactly am I being told here? I'm being told those 2 cells are from cage. Am I meant to sort of do this? Cage. Oh, I see. It puts them in alphabetical order, and that can't be A. And these are from Finkz. And that's got to be Bryn. Oh no, but not R. That's Bin. Bin, I think that one is. Bin. I can't do it. I'll have to do it like this. Bin. Because it can't be R from brain, because of A and R already being placed. So there are... Okay, so A and R are in the puzzle. A and R. And this square is Wevs. W-V-E-S. This is A or T. This is U or N. New becomes a Greek letter. That one is easy without including the A, and that one is HR. You see, I shouldn't do this, should I? But I'm sort of a bit worried about how you even start this unless you... unless you get some sort of handle on what the exact letters are that are being used. And we have to visit all of the blue things. What are they called? They're the monitors. The blue things are brainwave monitors. And yeah, so there's nothing particularly important about the letters in the monitors unless there's a message in them. But we do have to visit them all. So the path has to go, but we don't know where the end of the path is. Okay. Right, actually I am going to label this then Finkz. Because if the path goes north from where Finkz is at the moment, the earliest digit, you can see it because the software's arranged Finkz in alphabetical order. So if this was F and this was I, it's impossible because you can't go to this cell. C, E and G are later in the alphabet than I. So the path goes there, and then we know it doesn't go into the A. Oh, this is gorgeous. Good grief. Right. So the path goes there, and then down. Definitely. I say definitely with confidence, but, I think that feels right. We can't go into the A, because A is obviously the earliest digit. There's no diagonal possibility, is there? So, okay, so what does that mean? So at some later point, I've got to come back into this square and revisit this box because I haven't got this brainwave monitor yet. Oh, good grief. So what do I do now? Well, okay. Okay, right. Oh, goodness me, Marty. Marty's, this is lunacy. It's lunacy because it totally changes the logic of everything. This alphabetical order thing. How would you ever go? First question, how do you get out of this box? And the answer is, I don't know. But I do know that to get out, I have to go through there. Because I can wiggle around here all I like, but I've got to get out of box 7 at some point. And the exit points are either there or there. But to get here, if I get to this one, I have to visit this one. So I have to visit this cell. But to do that, I can't come from that cell. Because if this is an A, it should be the first digit, first letter on the segment, and it can't be because it's in the middle of the box. And if it's T and we go to R, we're going in the opposite of alphabetical order. So what we actually know is that is forced, that is a part. This is so clever. This is so clever because now, oh no, I can go diagonally. Forget that. So this digit can't be U. That's an N, and I can add N to the panoply of digits that we've got going on. That's an N. Because otherwise, look at this cake. Well, we found the cake. So the path's going from here to here eventually. Oh no, that doesn't mean that's an A, does it? Of course it doesn't. No. We've got test and task have S and T in common. Oh, that's rotten. Marty, naughty Marty. Right, S and T. So read. Oh, mind read. Test, task, mind read, cake, easy, hard. Oh dear. Right, okay, but what do I do with this? I don't know. That is not N anymore. because of I'm having to use my keyboard all the time, which is going to be totally discombobulating. Okay, what else can we do by Sudoku? I was going to say there's no N in there, but no, read does not include the letter N, so that's fairly obvious. If we go into that digit, if we go R, then we go into S or T, that's fine because we're starting a new segment. But then we'd have to go into a later letter than S or T. And this, we can't go there. So actually, I'm going to notate that. The thing is, we could go there, I think, or there. I don't know that we know where we next go. We don't go there. So again, we could go diagonally or westward. Yeah, and look, this could be... This is, if we go up from R to this cell, this could be S, V, or W. Oh dear, sorry. I'm going to blame holiday brain. Gosh, by the way, I did that crossword on Friday when I was on holiday, and I blamed myself for having holiday brain. The last clue in that puzzle, though, I've been reflecting on it. It's one of the hardest clues I think I've ever seen in the Times. It was an absolute beast. If you haven't seen it, let me try and just give you the clue again. It was 9 letters. We had S blank, oh, the spoiler. We had S blank O blank E blank A blank D placed in the grid. So we've got all the checking letters we can get. And the clue was... now, let me get this exactly right. Cannonball shortly due to land. Yeah, that was what it was. And it is absolute genius. It's a genius clue. I don't know who the setter is still, but that is a very, very good clue. Anyway, I've got totally distracted. A by Sudoku has to be O. Okay, that doesn't... It's funny when you come back to a puzzle and it makes you do Sudoku. Oh, no, I don't know what to do. Come on. There has to be A, R, and N in every... So if there wasn't an R on the read clue, that would be an R. If... Oh, I'm not getting this, am I? What am I meant to see here? I don't know. Is it something to do with visiting all of the monitors? So between here and here, I have to visit all of the monitors. Right, so maybe it's that cell. Yeah, okay. How do I visit this monitor is a good question. Yeah, that is a good question. How do you visit that cell on the path? I must visit that cell. But I can't reach this cell by going through the first letter of the alphabet. Because... well, obviously I can't. This can never be the first cell on a segment in this box, but it would need to be if it was on the path. So to get to this cell, I'm not allowed to come through the centre of the box, and the grid furniture is sort of saying... I think the grid's furniture is saying I have to do that, but that might be wrong. There might... No, I don't think I can do anything else. I think I just have to do that. Oh, but then we don't know. We don't know what's under the grid here, so we could do that. So I can't assume we do that. And is that all completely and utterly useless? And I can't do the same for this, can I? Because that is on the path. Ah, I see. Right, this is important. Okay, let's focus on this rather than that, I think. Because how does the path ever reach this square? Now, what the path cannot do is to sort of, let's say it went through there and comes up here and does that. Well, it can't do that because then it can't get out again. Because of this wall coming down sort of the edge of column 6 here. This wall here. So we could go in there, come and pick up this. We can't go through the A, we know that. The A is sort of, it's an absolute wall. We cannot go through that. So I think the path has to go through there. Actually, that would be good, because that's then a wall. That's got to do 2. So what I'm saying is to get to this cell, I don't know how we get to that cell, but to get to it at all, there must be a route in and a route out of this bottom right-hand region. And I don't think, looking at what we've got in the grid, we can create the route in and the route out without using these two sort of entries and exits. And that means we must do that. And all of that means what then? That's so annoying. If that doesn't do anything, I'll be so upset. Do we know when on the path this is? Is this... Oh, it could be late, could it? If I go down here, up here, collect all of this other stuff, come down there. Actually, I'm not sure it can be late. Sorry. I've got to mull this over now. I think... Well, Oh, I see. Right. So a better question might be, does the path then turn down? And the reason that looks difficult to me is that there are now sort of 2 path ends in box 8. And we know they can't join together, because if they do, we're going to create a loop in boxes 8 and 9. If I join those together, then once I pick this up, however I move, I'm going to have a big problem. So if I do come down here, I am going to have to, this is going to have to do that, and that's going to have to do that. And that might be fine. That might well be fine, actually. And then I'm going to go A, B up there, aren't I? Oh, bother. If I do that, I've got a 1-cell segment here, which could be anything, because there's only a 1-cell segment. Ah, no, I can disprove that using something totally different. Right, this is good. This is good. I can't do this. And it's because if I do try this nonsense, this cell is an S or a T. But in the end, this loop end goes through there. And this cell is not later in the alphabet than S or T. So I can't do that. That is not going to work. Oh, hang on, I'm drawing all sorts of things in here which I don't intend to do. Why have I got a green... Why have I got a green line there? Have I gone... What's going on? Is that green line... What happened there? Let me go back. Is that green line meant to be there? Am I just going completely and utterly doolally? I'm sorry, Maybe it's meant to be there. Has it been there from the start and I just didn't see it? I don't know. Maybe it has. I'm sorry. Look. Why is it there? Is it telling me the path does go from there to there? I'm really confused. What's going on? I am very confused. Yeah, that must be meaning to be there. So what is that doing? The answer to that is I don't know. But what I think we have proved is that the path doesn't drop down here. Because if it drops down there, it has to go there. And then this would be the first section of a path that would have to go through there. So that doesn't work. So this doesn't go, this doesn't go down. And I don't know what that means. I'm intrigued about what this line is. Let me just reread the rules. Am I meant to find green things under the grid here? The answer to that is I've no idea. Let's just carry on. We will go through. So we've worked out that the path goes in here. It goes in here. And it doesn't drop down. So how does the path... Yeah, so how does the path get into box 8? Given it doesn't drop there... how does something join up with this? It's got to come from over here, hasn't it? Or up here. It depends how this wiggles. I'm not sure if this is saying this has to be a path segment. I bet it is, but I didn't read anything in the instructions that said that the path had to, that bits of the path would be delineated for us. Anyway, it's just disturbed me. But I've now but isn't the point the same? I can't go to this square next, because if I go to that square next, I have to go to that square eventually, and that's not possible. So this is important. So I have to go there. I have to turn this way, which is what this line thing's saying. And then this digit, what is this? That's an E. I don't know that. I've never had an E. I haven't got an E down here. This is an E. Because it is a letter from S, T or E. But we know that this segment here has to eventually end up there, which is latest in the alphabet, an R. So this is E, I think. Oh, beautiful. So tail has appeared. Tail. E enters the panoply of... enters our lexicon. So that is not E. We actually already knew that wasn't E, because that's got to be later in the alphabet than R. Okay. So do I assume that the path goes to that square and use this green line? I don't know. I mean, if it goes there, what would that be? That couldn't be an S or a T, so that would be it would have to be a K. And then I'd have to visit this, which would have to be... Oh, so the path would have to do something. Let me show you in a different colour. It would have to do something like that. K. Yeah, see, this would that could work. K L M N. I don't know if I'm running out of letters here by doing it this way. And that could be R. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just really confused because I would have thought that if we were given elements of the path, it would have told us in the instructions. Let me just reread these rules again. Must reach. The path must not. No, it doesn't say. It's weird. Okay. Anyway, so I don't know whether I'm allowed to assume that or not. I'll try and do it without, but if we get to a point where it's clear I need to make this assumption, I'll make it. Now, if that's E, why is that? Oh, that's ST because it's the common letter between test and task. So this has got all the options from task. Let's just put that in task. But we don't know whether this is on the path. And we know these are read. I'm going to have to do this, aren't I? I don't want to do it this way, but I think it might be prudent to do it this way. These two squares are mined. Dim. These two squares are cake, although I can see the bottom one can't be A by Sudoku. And okay. And oh look, this can go lots of different directions because there's no grid furniture here, so it could go diagonally. Okay, but I mustn't go to the cupcake too quickly here, must I? That's certainly true. Because if I go from here to the cupcake, I haven't picked up all of the rest of these brainwave monitors. Which feels like that would be a bad thing. Oh, okay, read hasn't got E on it anymore. Because of this E. So these are from A, D and R. That feels like it might matter. Is it some sort of Sudoku nonsense with these lunacies? It probably is, but I don't know if I'm going... Oh, well, hang on. How could that be? Yeah, we've got to go from E to this cell. So that's got to be R. There we go. That's fairly straightforward, isn't it? Oh, look at that. That's done some things. So now... Well, now this can't be on the path. Because this is too early in the alphabet. We know we start with E and we end up at R, so we can't go through an A or a D. And we've got door and food over here. Door and food. Okay, I've spotted something as a result of that, but let me just... Well, hang on, the common digits... Oh, it's O and D, not digits. O and D we can put in there, not I. O and D. So this is from Doff, and this is from Rod. And that... Oh, but look, we've also just learned something about the path. The path has to go there. So if that was a D on the path, these would have to... Oh, one of these would be A, and then we might be able to have a B from brain, or a C from cage. Oh, I'll go back to what I'd noticed. Where is E in row 8 was the question I was going to say. This E can't go in those squares. So I think that might have to be E. And it does. So that's given me... Is that maze? Maze has come to the floor. So let come to the floor. Oh, well, hang on. We've got to be pretty careful with that. Oh, but not careful enough. I mean, certainly neither of these can be Z. So these have to be from A, E, and M, definitely. So if that was A, this would be E, M, and that would have to then go into O in one of these positions. So that couldn't be O. That can't be A. That's not that surprising. Or in fact, we knew that if I thought about the path. So that can't be M by the same token. This looks like... It feels like I almost know things here that I ought to be able to use, doesn't it? Oh, come on. What letters are in this puzzle at this point? Do we know that? We've got near spelt out. Definitely, that's 4 letters. I've got that one. That's definitely not from near. That's 5. That one looks different again. That's 6. Oh, no, this probably isn't how to do it. Food has to have 2 different letters, doesn't it? I thought I had something. I was going to say, where's R in box 9? It's in one of those squares. I mean, these pencil marks are so ludicrous. It's in one of those squares by Sudoku. Where's... No, that's a bad question. Where is... Oh... I think there might have to be... We might have to have N in this box. Where is that? If it was here, in the brainwave monitor... I'm misleading myself. I'm making the assumption that the path goes from here to here, which I'm not entitled to do. Okay, so let's hold off on that, at least pro tem. That's an E. Is that on the path? Yes, that must be on the path. Because to get from here to here, without going through here, I do have to go through that. So this is earlier in the alphabet than E. So it's probably A. Oh no, wait, actually that's lunacy. It could be. I mean, is it... It's terrible to do it, but can I just do that? Put A... Oh, hang on, I wanted to put A, B, C and D in there. Have I ruled out any of these? No, I definitely haven't ruled out any of these. These letters have all appeared in pink thingies. Look at actually row 8 basically does give me the complete panoply of digits, doesn't it? Yeah, that's how to do this. Z. Okay, so Z does not appear in the puzzle, because there's no Z pencil mark in row 8. So Z comes out of Finkz. Oh, this is going to be rotten if I can't make this work. So I've got to have... Oh, I see. I've got it. Where's N in row 8? That I know there's an N in the puzzle, and the only place N can go is here. Sorry, I hadn't noticed this. So that's N. Didn't clear any fog. Bother. But I think that logic was correct. Right, what's the other letter? Oh, A's got 3 possible positions. But I can't have a B in the puzzle. There's no B pencil mark in this row. So that's got to be I. Oh, this is the way to do it. Right. It's not clearing any fog, though. Okay, I comes out of Finkz. So this is F, K, and N. Oh, no, there is an F. There is a K. I don't believe it. Okay. Okay, but there is an I in the puzzle now, so we must write I down here. So Marty's, it looks to me like he's using extremely friendly anagramming letters. Yeah, which makes sense with all of the words that Marty's been trying to include. Now, let me just mull this over. Okay, here is a point. In this row, there is no M. And that being the case, this, well, that's got to be E. It's the only thing it can be. Oh, it didn't clear anything. That's got to be A. Didn't clear anything. That's got to be D by Sudoku. Have I made a mistake here? Because this... Oh, but now I've got to put D in this row. Oh, I don't know where it goes. It goes in one of those positions. Because D's now in the puzzle. So there's a D in one of these, which means this is not D. Whoops. This is not D. So this is O or R, but R we haven't put in yet. Right, so... Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, come on, think. So we've got... How do we do this? If there's no G or C. Oh, I see. Yeah. Look at this row. There's no G's and C's in the pencil marks. So this cage clue is AE, and I know the order because that can't be A. Beautiful. So that's A. Oh, I don't believe it. Didn't clear any fog that I saw. That's E. Didn't clear any fog again. That's T by Sudoku. So this is S. So T and S have now... Oh, hang on. I must be careful about that. T and S have now come into the equation. So I've got 8 digits, or 8 letters. And this is not S or T. So that's A or K. But hang on. Look at this food clue. I've only had one of the letters of food, the D. So the O or the F that's on here hasn't appeared in my list. So the last letter is O or F. It's from here. And I can't introduce a K, for example, here, because if there's a K, there are 10 letters in the puzzle. So this cell is an A. I'm really worried about this because, I mean, forever and a day, I haven't cleared any fog here, which can happen with these puzzles. But, okay, L is not in the puzzle for the same reason. So we can take L out. L out. L is not in the puzzle. T. Oh, so this is I. This is I by Sudoku. And this is D and either O or F. And that's not D. And there's no M in the puzzle. So this square here is I, definitely. Still don't get anything for it. That square is A or D now only. Oh, it's not A, so that's D by Sudoku. B and C are not in the puzzle. This, what's that? That's S. V and W are definitely not in the puzzle. I must be able to do some sort of weird Sudoku on box 7. Oh, or even box 8. I haven't put T in. But I don't know where so these are FOT. FOT is the correct pencil mark for these. FOT. Depending on what this is. Oh no, but that's no good. It depends. Oh, well, look. Yeah, So the path does go there. I didn't need to know this. Why is that green thing there? But it is a true green thing. Because the path goes from here to here, and it can't go through an A, and it can't go to an S because R is earlier in the alphabet. So it goes here, and that can't be a T. So this is going to be useful because that means that the T is there. And is that going to clear fog? No. And if this was O, where would we then go on the path? We couldn't go anywhere. So that's F. And that determines that F is the final digit. And there is no O in the puzzle. So this is F. That's F. Oh, that did something. That definitely did something when I put it in. I don't think it was useful, but it cleared some sort of fog. Now, what does that mean? F is down here. So the panoply of digits that we've got are spelling out an anagram of star fiend. Star fiend. A friend. ST. Rat fiends. Rat fiends is also a complete anagram of what we've got here. Right, so somehow I'm going to have to... Yeah, I'm going to use rat fiends, I think, or star fiend. Because I'm thinking about how I'm going to scan the puzzle. Right, so there's no O. Oh, that's an R then. That's got to be an R. It can't be. There's no O's in the puzzle, so we can just do that. And this is therefore a D, apparently. Why? Why? Oh, because it's got to be in common with door and food. Yeah, okay, that seems logical. So that's D. That's F. So we're looking for A, T, and S, I think. So S in this box has to go here. This is an AT pair in the other positions. And that digit is now N. No, I've messed it up. I've messed it up because I put A here. Oh dear, let me go back. Let me go back. What have I done wrong there? I think maybe... Yeah, I could have put this digit in. It's still okay. I put S here. That's legitimate by Sudoku. This is T by Sudoku because it has to be from tail. And we know there's no L in the puzzle. And then I haven't put N in this grid, and I can put it in. That's probably been available for ages, and I just didn't see it. And then in this row, Star Fiend. STA is what I haven't put in. Oh, Finkz. What's Finkz now? There's no K in the puzzle. Let's get rid of K. F and N are in the puzzle, so that makes sense. These digits down here are I and something. I and F. Oh, and I know the order. That's great. Oh, it's going better now. I and... Oh, that did something. Learn. Is that what that just revealed? Learn. Which hasn't got E... Well, it hasn't got L in it. There's no L's in the puzzle. So this is from A, R, and N. Let's actually just fully pencil mark that and note that can't be A. Now, there's no K in the puzzle. We know that. Star Fiend doesn't include a K. It also doesn't include a C. So again, this is an AC pair, which we know the order of. Sorry, this is huge, isn't it? I've just been overlooking what I already sort of have known, and now that can't be A. So this is an NR pair. No. E. This is an S. It can't be a Y. There's no Y's in the puzzle. And that, there's no H's in the puzzle, so that's Doctor. That's D or R. I don't know if that's determined by something. It probably is, but I don't know what it is. There's probably all sorts. Look, we've done the whole of the bottom 3 rows, so we must be able to do the path now. Oh, right, yeah, okay. So where do we go from here? We can't go into the A, and the wall spot prevents us going directly to the N. So we've got to go F-I-N-R is forced, totally forced. Now we can't go into D, and we can't go into S because we'll get stranded in the corner. So we go into F when we can go into R or N. And we have to get here, don't we? I don't know what this means either. What about, I know what I'm going to do. Where are D and T in box 4? And the answer is in those squares. So they can go in. And this must be R and something. R and S. Does that look right? Yeah, that's great, because that's now an S. That's on the path. That's an R. Oh, what is that? There's something behind that R. Let me. If I delete it, what will it do? I can't see it. It looks like it's got sort of loads of H's behind it. Anyway, that's R. So this is D. Sad. Oh no, we're not sad. This is fantastic. F-N-O. That R has given me an R here. Is that really true? So that's R. That's N. That's N. Oh, why can't I? Oh, N is on that side of the typewriter. That's F. So I should be able to get that. I've not put T into the middle row. T is an interesting letter to be in the middle of this box, because it means it can't be visited. Because T is the latest letter we're using, isn't it? Star Fiend, or Rat Fiends. So that T is not, it's just totally out of bounds. Can't go there. We can just go to the cupcake like that, or we could go like that. It's one of those two things. Now, oh, what about the top of column 2? What do we need there? N and I want to say in. And where are D and F in box 5? And the answer to that is in those squares, which means these squares are I and S by a process, an arcane process known as Sudoku. Now, no! I thought that was definitely going to be resolved by the... Well, okay. So the path, yeah, this is still good, but it's not resolved by this, it's resolved by that. Because we know that we can't go to the T, because we'll get stranded in the middle of the box. We can't go from an I to a D or an F, because the path is going this way. We're going so we can't do that. So I think we have to go to the N, and that tells us this has to be an I. I think that's logical. Oh, bingo! So that's good. That did something when it cleared that. This is now D or F, we don't know. We know the path goes here, but then it could go to S or R, or it could go into box 4. We don't know. We do have to get into box 4, because we've got to get to that square at some point. But now we should pencil mark box 6, shouldn't we? Because we're doing quite well. Although the sad thing in the grid is a bit distressing. So we've got I, F and N. Fin here. Which means this must be EST, I want to say. No, not EST. ET and something. R, probably. ERT. Or RET. Now. F and N are looking at that square. So that is an I. I didn't clear any fog, which is distressing. We might be able to work out how the path is moving here. We could think about that in a moment. Let me just see if I can do... That's a T. Oh, hang on. I might have made an error here. I don't like that. I think that's a T by a process known as Sudoku. And the reason that worries me is that I've got to exit the box once I go into there. Oh, I see. No, you can do... Oh, this is Marty. This is just Marty being Marty. Right. So my point here is that once I visit this, the next cell on the segment, well, it must end the segment. So I must leave the box, having gone into this square. Now, the only way you can leave the box, having gone into this square, is to do that. But if I do that... This T was the last cell on its segment, wasn't it? So I think I've got to do that. Oh, but how am I going to disambiguate? Oh, I see, because it's R. So I can't... I was thinking, how do I disambiguate the left side of this? But I can't go R-I-T. That would not be in alphabetical order. I've got something later than R to find, which is going to be T, and then I go back up again to create a new one-cell segment in box 6 that isn't subject to any restriction. This is nonsense. So now... Well, now I don't know what that is, though. Because obviously that's earlier in the alphabet than E or R. So I go A, E, F, N. That's fine. I haven't done the connection, but that's correct. Something, T. Back out, R, T. Something, doesn't matter. D or F, I, N. Right, now can I work out which way the path is moving here? The answer is... Well, yeah, look. If we look at the grid furniture, box 2 to box 3, there's only 2 ways into it, and they are those ways. And they must be... Because I can't join this up. So there must be an entry and an exit from box 3 for these 2 line ends. And they, I think, given what we've got, have to be like that. Now, so I'm here, I'm going to wiggle around somehow. Yeah, okay. How do I get to the cupcake now? The cupcake is an E, so I need a letter earlier than E, which must be A. So that's the first cell in the final segment. And then we're going to go into box 2, either there or there, I don't know which. But that's at the very end of the path. So I want to say... I feel like it's very difficult, anyway, for the path to... I feel like this cell here, I feel like the path is going that way. Because if it wasn't, if it was going this way, how would you ever get back to the cupcake without cutting yourself off? Because you couldn't. Because, you know, if the path goes from here to here, rather than from here to there, however I did that, this would then have to cut that path to get back to this, and it's not allowed to. So the path is going across the top here, and this should be later in the alphabet than I. So that is N. It is N. That is F. And that's not going to do anything, is it? Oh no. Right, but we do know these digits precisely now. These are I, S, and something which I haven't worked out yet. F. There we go, FIS. That's what we've got going on up there. FIS, and we don't know the order. But we do, or do we? Do we know whether that... So the path is going like this. So it's very... Oh, that could be S if that could be... Oh, that can't be T. I'm going to claim that can't be S. I'm not going to put it in, but that's just my feeling, because I don't see how we could go from here to here. Because obviously there's only one later digit. In fact, that must be right. I'm actually very confident about that. Right. Okay, and because, well, we can keep this going, can't we? That's got to go there. So we're going across the top. We don't know whether we go diagonally or round the corner or some variation. We don't know whether we do this, this, or this. And now I'm stuck. Now I am stuck. Right, so what on earth do we look at next? I tell you what, we could pencil mark these, couldn't we? Because we have not put R into the grid, we've not put E into the grid, and we've not put N into the grid. Ren writes very good music, as I once did in a reaction video. What was it called? Hey, was it just called Hi Ren? I think it was the song. I think it was. Oh, don't get distracted, Simon. I mean, what on earth am I meant to do now? Do I have to think about how do we pick up this cell? That is an R, which is oh, there must be a later digit or later letter in the puzzle that can reach on its segment. That must be T here. Because if this is D, the only option for this would be E, D, or I, and they're all earlier. So that's T. I didn't see that, sorry. So that's T, that's D. D, 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 put D, it might clear some... Oh, it did clear fog. Right. Well, that's got to be good, hasn't it? Fed. This is fed up here. And I can put that in by doing that. Def, it's turned it round into. So this is ST. ST and... Oh, no, not N. What is it? Oh, why can't I just know? Star Fiend. Star. R. It's R, isn't it? Okay, RST. Okay. Is that helpful? So we know, okay, we know that the R goes to the T. Whereupon I feel like, again, it's very difficult. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If that A is on the path, it is the first... Yeah, that's quite a nice thing to think about, actually. Is this A on the path? If the A is on the path, it's the first letter in its segment. And I think, therefore, that must cause that to happen. And I don't think that's possible. Because the path is... The implication of this E here is that that is the first cell on the path in the next segment, which would have to go ERT. But that A is clearly the wrong way round then. I don't see why that's wrong. That feels right. So I don't think that A is on the path. I think it's impossible. And if that's right... Yeah, if that's right, how do we get to this R now? We can't come from the E. So we must come from the I. And I want to say... No, I don't know. I don't believe it. This is Oh, hang on. No, this is so difficult. It's so complicated. There's so many opportunities for me to get this wrong, which means I probably will get it wrong, and I apologise now. But things I'm seeing here, I can obviously do that. That's almost certainly not what we have to do. I could go like that. I don't think there's a problem with that. Because R is later than N. So how is this getting disambiguated then? Because otherwise, if the path goes like that, isn't it ambiguous then? Because if the path did that, this N could go like that, or direct, and you'd never know which. So it doesn't do that, but that's a uniqueness argument which I'm not allowed to use. So I have to solve the puzzles as if I don't know there is a unique solution. That is something that Mark and I always try to ensure. So that's not the... So the solution is going to require, I think, that to cross there and make an RS or something like that. But why? Why is that forced? Why can't we do that? Why? Oh, maybe it's... Ah, yeah, look at that's interesting. This cell is visited by the path, but it's in a it's in an aisleway, isn't it? So the path must do that. So now, well, okay, so is the path going, as it moves in the aisleway, is it going east to west, or is it going west to east? Which direction is Finkz travelling in? And if Finkz is travelling, I'm going to say west to east. That feels very, very difficult indeed to me. I'm going to say impossible. Because if Finkz is travelling west to east, either the path crosses itself or there's not enough space. You never get to the top of the path at all. Let me show you what I mean. What I'm saying is if Finkz is going this way, obviously the easy way of going that way would be to me to do that. And that's definitely impossible. Because now I have to get this S. And I can get the S. That is possible, like that. But I can't then go to the cupcake because SAE is not alphabetical. So I have to come out again. And now to get the cupcake, I've got to come in again. But now I haven't... all of these brainwaves, whatever they're called, in the top of the grid have not been visited by the path. So that is wrong. That is definitely wrong. Now the only other thought would be... Well, yeah, I mean, so it is going. It's going the other way. Because the only way of... It would be to sort of loop it round here and try and come in that way again. You can see there's not enough space for us to do that. So the path is definitely going that way, which means I don't go up. And if I don't go up, I must go there. And that forces that. And that forces that. And now I can't go into the cake. And the cake has to be reachable. So what I mean by that is I can't go I could go diagonally up according to this, but then I'd have to come down into the cupcake, or the cupcake never gets hit. So I must go up, and the cake gets reached like exactly like this. And now I don't know. Now I probably have to pencil mark everything to death, I would think. Because... let's think about this. This is not R. And the reason for that is this can be neither S nor T by Sudoku. So that is E or N. Actually, this can't be... If that's N, that also is impossible. Because this can't be R either because of this. So that is E. That's what I was supposed to... Oh, it didn't clear fog, but that is what I was supposed to appreciate. So that is not E. Oh, my phone's going again. Let me just have a quick look. I can't deal with that yet. Now, this is later than E. What I should have done is to put these into alphabetical order, shouldn't I? It would be much easier. Because, doesn't this have to be I? I think it's got to be later in the alphabet than E, without being N, R, S or T. Let me just... S, T, N, R. Oh, it could be F. Oh, goodness, I'm glad I checked that. So this is I or F. Oh, that gives me an if. That's useful. That gives me an if pairing, which makes this D. Oh, bingo again. Right. Right, what did that do then? Okay, it's forcing the path across the top there. I can see that. I don't actually think it's precluding a diagonal connection there. I'm not sure what else it does. Okay, but we're on D, and we've still got to go and visit that. Right, here's an interesting point. You can't go there now, because that's too late in the alphabet. There's no move possible to get out of box 1 if I go into an I, or an N, obviously. So I must go there. And again, you know, I really want to do that. But is that possible? D, E, F. I don't know. I mean, knowing Marty, anything is possible. Okay, let's just check though. RS. I think in row 3 I've got NRST left to place in. So let me just pencil mark everything up and let's just see if we can do anything. So this can't be N or R. N and R come out. This can't be T or S actually. So that's N or R. No, okay, that one can't be N or S. I could sort of feel like I'm getting chocolate teapotted here. Oh no, okay, where's N in the row? That's a good question. It's only got one position. So I get an N, which clears no fog, of course. Well, we didn't expect anything else. Okay. Star. So these digits are from E, R. Where am I going? E, R, and what? D. E, R, red. That's what we're looking for up there. And D is definitely in one of them, but D is quite early in the alphabet, so... Oh, but which way are we going there? Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, what's that? Yeah, this is great. This digit... Because remember the path is going... We don't quite know how it's moving, but then it's going backwards. So this is later in the alphabet than this. So that's R. That's huge. I don't know if that actually cleared fog in a sensible way, but that's now R. That's E. Find the E. That's D, which is probably useful. No, that's now R. That's N. That's N, that's I. Is this clearing fog or not? It doesn't seem to be doing anything at all, which is a little disconcerting to say the least. That is now not I. Well, if it's S, it can't be on the path. Naughty Marty, what are you up to now? Oh, that's a T. Is that really true? Not sure I trust that. In fact, let's pencil mark this column. T, E, and... No, not T, E, and N. T, E, and A. Yeah, that's a naked single. That's a T. That's huge. T. It's huge. It does nothing. That's an S. So this is an R. That's so rotten. This is, what did we say, E and A? Okay, E and A. Oh, I'm sorry, I know I'm being slow here. I'm trying to figure it out. How do we go to that square with the path now? There's no good option. It can't be F because this can't be earlier in the alphabet than that, and it can't be S because S and R would be in the wrong order. So the path goes down into an N and then there, and that doesn't tell us what this is, which is rotten. Absolutely rotten. Wow, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I know I must be able to do this now because we've basically finished. Okay, we've said that the path goes here, and that can't be S because there is some gap between this S and this T. So the S must go there in the box. Didn't clear any fog again, but that does give me an S here and a T here. And that means, can we get, yes, we can get T here. Disambiguation. Okay, so, well, that's not F then. There's no F in disambiguation. I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's I, and there's no E in disambiguation. So that's A. So this is E. So this is F. Oh, that did seem to clear something. That's I. Oh, I hope this works now. Oh, that did something. Oh, it created another weird pattern thing. Okay, this is E. This is F. We haven't put F into the first row. And we haven't put D into the... Oh, D and what? These two squares here are D and A. Well, that's all right. That's A then. So that's A. This is D. That did work. That's D. That's F. Whoops. I've got no idea. Let me just have a quick look. Have I done... Oh, I've probably done the letters and the sort of the Sudoku, but we haven't done the path at all. Let's just try and work out what's going on. Oh, so we don't go D, F to E. That wouldn't work. So we've got to go A, and then we've got to pick that up. So we've got to do it now. Then we go F, R, T. F, R, T is okay. Then D, I, can't go to E. Oh, D, I, S, T, F, N, R. This is working, I think. Right, let's just go right from the beginning. So we start on N and we go NS. Then we go... Oh, I haven't done this. We go D, E, D, E, F. That's what we must do. D, E, F, N, R, S, E, F, I, N, R. That's still alphabetical. A, E, F, N, R, T. R, T again. E, F, I, N. That's okay. I, R, T, R, S, E. How did you set this, you lunatic? T, F, A for just a jot. E, F, R, T, D, I. I have no idea how you did that. That is it right? It must be right. Oh, it is right, but the thingy is in a very strange place. Right, I'll have to read this to you. I just like it. It says, experiment completed successfully. Test date 18th of the 12th, 1974. Cells visited 52. Monitors illuminated 6. The results of this ambitious experiment are most curious. Finkz was fascinated by the words she encountered and seemed to want to use the monitors to actively communicate with us. Recording spikes in brain activity in response to certain letters, the monitors revealed a clearly deliberate 6-letter word. Elliot is confident he understands her intended meaning. I disagree with his interpretation. What does that mean? Oh, I see. Friend. Friend. I can see that the green letters spell out friend. Friend, yes, and look, that's just the order in which Finkz visits the letters. What was the disagreement then? Hang on, let me just go back. So, recording spikes, the monitors revealed a clearly deliberate 6-letter word, friend. Elliot is confident he understands her intended meaning. I disagree with his interpretation. How could you disagree with it? Oh, I see. Right. Oh, that's very cute. Right. So what Elliot has seen is that the letters of friend anagram to finder. And obviously, Finkz is the finder of the cupcake. But what the writer of the thing has realised is that, no, Finkz has been much cleverer than just having brain activity on the letters of finder. She's actually spelt out in order friend. It's beautiful. That's almost emotional. Wow. That is a sensationally good puzzle. The cleverness in this, it's getting off the charts, isn't it? Imagine trying to set that. It makes my brain hurt to think about it. Marty Sears, take a bow again, my friend. Thank you very much for entertaining me on my return from holidays for 90 very wonderful minutes. I loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.